Okay, it's end of the third week in January and it snowed again after a lot of rain. We're back up in the woods for an afternoon and this is where we've got to. If you like, you can go back to the first video just before January started and see that we've done some felling down there. We've cleared all this lot out in here and stacked, and then moved round to our left into the sun, and we've been felling in here, and we've done the dead hedge. That could do with being a little bit higher and a little bit thicker. Might be adequate now. It's at least 6 feet high, which is good, but that's going to sort of slowly mush down, so if we can get it thicker, that would be good. But unfortunately we've got to drag everything over. You can see this here ready to drag in, and over here got this dead hedge on this corner. This will be a Dorset gate here, one of those foldy downy ones with a bit of tenax. So this stool here, which is a big old thing, will be in the area. I'm probably going to leave this one and this one, but these shorter ones I'm going to recut. Probably record which ones I recut and then monitor their progress. It's toss up whether they'll do okay. They may die because they've been browsed continuously and continually for 5 years, 5 summers. Why, these chaps, these are all deer slots all the way through here, and they've been backwards and forwards a lot. The snow's been lying 2 days. It's difficult to see that they are slots. Some of them have claws, so there's foxes around, there's badgers around, but a lot of these will be deer. I did see some earlier which were definitely deer. That's a nem print, so I'm the only one that's obviously been up here since the snow. And then over here, if we can see it for the sun, because it's a lovely sunny day, nice and crisp and lovely. This area here, hedge has been done. Again, could do with being thicker. And this will be a gap for a bit of deadhead Dorset gate. And you can see a Dorset gate just over the other side. You just see it through the hedge. So that's last year's area there. And you can see the regrowth. Nice and tall and straight. That's 1 year's regrowth without Bambies. Compare it with that, which is 3 years, maybe 4 years. That one I've already recut because in the way I kept falling over it. And today we're going to get the rope out and start felling some of these this way, and some of these on the left will go straight on the hedge, and that'll keep going down the hill. So maximum height and width increase for minimum effort is the plan. So that's what we're doing today. Got about 2 hours before the sun gets too low. Let's pick this up as we go. Down here you can see stuff we've already cut. And we've got the stuff that'll end up being clothes props. Somebody asked me for a clothes prop the other day, amazingly. And bean rods. We could cut some pea sticks out of that, but they're a bugger to store and transport because they're all frothy. And then down here we've got this dead hedge, which at some point will keep going all the way along until we get to where this little bit of dead hedge is been started, and that meets the field boundary. And you can see here we've got a boundary bank. You can see the change in section comes down, a little bit of a hollow here perhaps, and then you've got this swell, and then down into a ditch here. So at some point, or for a long time, this has been the boundary of the woodland. I suspect the original hedge, because it probably would have been hedged or paled, would have been on the top of this bank. But more recently someone's planted this hawthorn hedge. This is a hawthorn, that's a hazel. See the difference in the bark and the difference in the growth habit. Now this is all Bambi. I've been trundling through here, and look, you got Bambi hairs on the fence. They've been ducking through. And there's hawthorn here, and a dead one there. So that'll be entertaining. Getting that down without squashing myself. Should manage. And this here, I think, is either dogwood or spindle. We'll see when it puts leaves on. But Bambi obviously loves it. Yum yum. Right, let's call it quits at that and get on with some work. Right, this is the next tree to fell, and I want everything to go that way, hopefully onto the dead hedge, so we don't have to mess about. If these two here went here on the dead hedge, you see it would tangle with this tree. I don't want to do that. Basically I want everything to go nice and easy down on the dead hedge, but this one here rather makes things difficult. Let me show you why. Can you see for the sun? So this one leans over this way, so I can't get in to fell any of these because this one's in the way. If I could get round the other side, there was no dead hedge there, then I could knock these over that way relatively easily with the rope up, this one that goes up here. But because the dead hedge is there, I can't. So what I'm going to do is put the rope up and fell this one this way, straight towards where I'm standing now. So the tops go over there, and they'll eventually go into that dead hedge, which is still fairly thin. Get it? Right, we'll do that now. Well, that didn't go entirely to plan. All the mass, if you remember, was over that way, and it's ended up there. It's supposed to go along where the rope's lying, but at least we managed to get it over this side of these trees and not in this tangle in here. Right, so we'll just chop that up, and then we'll knock a couple of these over, and then it'll probably be home time. There we go. Can you see against the sun? There's that stem lying right on the dead edge. Love to say that went exactly to plan, but it didn't, because there was just enough mass in it the other side to make it sit back. So I had to put the rope up after I'd done the felling cut, and then put it over with the rope. Right, rope's up for the next one. Let's do that, then chop them up, and then it's home time. There's the next one, smack on the dead hedge, which is what we like to see. Less moving around of stuff. And there's the hinge and the felling cut, and the bird's mouth has just about closed up. So I have to cut that off. It'll stay benched on the hedge, hopefully. It might roll over to the left, so we might cut a couple of bits off the top so the rest of it stays where it's put. Cut that off, it'll stay benched, and then we'll cut it into lengths and snare up at a convenient height. It's groovy. And while we're here, just look at the declining sun on all the trees. And the coppice regrowth shining golden. And you see all the catkins. They start sort of early December or even before. They don't actually open to let out the pollen normally until later in January, although I have seen a couple opening, couple of trees opening their catkins, which is really early. So let's call it quits at that. So all chopped up, just 2 stems left on that stool, and again they'll both come over that way and lie on the hedge. Then the next stool through, you might not be able to see behind this one, and for the sunshine, so that'll go that way as well. And this one here will probably come this way, but we'll have to take this lot out first. Otherwise it'll just flop in there, it'll get stuck, and it'll be a pain in the proverbials. So, next time we come up here, there's a lot of stuff to move. All this potential product, and all the firewood, and the tops into the dead hedge at the top, and these ones here into that dead hedge on the side to make it thicker. So we're getting there. We've done at least half of it. And all the snow that was melting earlier has now frozen again. But it's absolutely beautiful up here. The only downside is all the noise from the road that runs along the top. It's just over the top of this brow that you can see in the distance. Behind those Leylandii or Western Red Cedars, whatever they are.